Hello everyone, and welcome to the tracc.eu KCG TTM. What a mouthful for a championship. I am laughing just now because there were some technical difficulties in the run-up to the race. Well, anyways, we are here now, we're having fun. My name is Julian Strauss. I don't know if I already mentioned, but I'm not here alone. I'm here today with Josh Harper. How you doing?
I'm doing alright. What about you?
Absolutely amazing I'm doing here because I am hyped for this race. We have some super tours. We have quite a lot of people in the server today. It looks to me like there's 20 people at the moment, which is really good turnouts, and yeah, hopefully they will be able to get us quite a lot of action as we're currently watching the Alfa Romeo of Joe Senna. But yeah, maybe I can even get the information for that up, because we are in the quali session already. Oh god, we are in the quali session already, and everything is breaking. Yeah.
Brilliant start.
Absolutely amazing. Oh, there we go. We should be getting...
I really do love these Super Tourers because the idea of them being so kind of bare bones, they're just proper driving machines.
Absolutely. You're really gonna have a bit of a challenge driving them to the best of your abilities. As we see the first few laps coming in, Sebastiano Rossi currently being in the lead in the Alfa Romeo, right ahead of Riccardo Rebello. So it looks like the Alphas are going to make it up amongst themselves once again. One thing we quickly have to mention as well is the standings, because this is the second race at Hockenheimring, as you saw already. So we have some standings from the first round, which was at Silverstone Classic, where Sven Mackenberg is currently sharing first place with his brother Mark Mackenberg. I'm sorry, I forgot the first name. Anyways, the Mackenbergs are currently sharing the first place with Marvin Mackenberg. There we go. Also being in the server today, Joe Senna is in third place. Had some really close battles though with the Mackenbergs last time around. Did not manage to overtake them across the finish line though. Kriminski, Moltz and Barker are the next ones who are very close to one another in terms of points. Kratochro, Rebello and Reiter then as well. Monk, Siska and Satsara, and then we have had Ciel, Camanio and Charlton Bertoni. Lucas Fischer and Piatkowski participate last time. But yeah, so there was quite a lot of action last time around. We're going to get quite a lot of action today again, especially considering we have 20 cars currently in the server. So yeah, we'll
Put
see.
A smile on your face to see this many people driving
Absolutely.
in the race room. All in one event.
Absolutely. Thinking back to the starts of tracc.eu, I have mentioned this numerous times in the past. tracc.eu started as a RaceRoom league, so I am very happy whenever we get anything looking like this. There were so many drivers interested in what we're doing. Now with the might of KCG behind us and those poor cones. Oh boy. Well, Sam Morris didn't take out the cones there because luckily they are not take-outable. But Sam Morris is looking to improve on his time right now as well. Already halfway through the qualifying session. It's only a 10 minutes, rather quick sprint qualifying session. And after that we have two 20-minute races. So, let's see, Sam Morris, where does he place himself? And that seems to not gain up a position, but very close to Piatkowski in terms of times. Josh, do you have any experience driving with Super Tourers or the likes?
Literally none at all. However, I have driven similar driving kind of cars in other sims, like
Okay.
Assetto Corsa.
What cars?
Mainly, I used to drive the Honda. However, if I was to compete in this tournament, I'd probably be driving the Volvo, the brick Volvo.
Ah. You mean this one?
Nope, the other one.
Oh, right, the other one, which we don't have any sign up with, I believe. Oh, no, we do.
Yes, that one.
That's the break. There's JC Camano, who has struggled a bit getting the pace up last time around. Maybe this track will suit the brick better. A lot of straights with a few chicanes in the middle, basically. But for now, Sven Mackenberg, who actually switched to the brick as well, seemingly. I don't think he drove that last time. Is now in P1.
Having a small moment.
Yeah. Then Ricardo Rebello, who did very well on pace last time around, but struggled showing it through the entire race. Also looking rather racy today. Ahead of Sebastiano Rossi and Marvin Mackenberg right now in terms of the timing. Yeah, Sam Morris once again coming around to the start finish. This is the arena section. There are so many spots here to sit in real life if you go here. It is an absolutely amazing sight. It's like comparable to Assen with a huge continuous line of seats all around the arena section here. It's a beautiful racetrack.
Like Bristol Motor Speedway.
Bristol as well, right? Bristol, unfortunately, not a thing anymore. Well, it does exist, but it's basically a car park now. Or a logistics something.
Was... Might have to look into that.
Anyways, that's Britain. We're in Germany right now. And Benjamin Klaus, who is a local, well, at least German, with the German car. Let's see where he can place himself. Goes up a few positions into P14. Has a bit more time to make up, a bit more potential to be gained. Ricardo Rebello is currently not looking very healthy. Oh my god, there was quite a lot of tire smoke coming off in the background there. It'll be interesting to see whether that will cause any issues down the line. Hopefully not. Ricardo Rebello has been... Oh, it's very aggressive there on the turn-in for the last corner, trying to make up as much time as possible. However, this was the last lap for them. Immediately going out once again. As a reminder, we are in RaceRoom here, which means as soon as the qualifying timer says 0, the qualifying session is over. No finishing of the laps as Kreminski goes up into P6. Handsomely ahead of Sam Morris and just shy of Joe Senna. Here's a regular. Well, that was the regular. As the time is now over and we have the standings now, the qualifying results are in. We have Sven Mackenberg ahead of Marvin Mackenberg. The brothers once again in the top 2 positions. Ricardo Rebello is the third one on the podium, followed by Sebastiano Rossi and Joe Senna. Korian Kreminski and Sam Morris on the row 4. Row 5 is Kratochvil and Charlie Monk. Then we have Piatkowski and Obradovic, Dirk Molson, Colin Barker, Benjamin Klaus and Charlton Bertoni, Marian Satsara and Timo Reiter, and JC Camano and GFox VTube. I will say that for GFox, for example, this is his first race with cars, with these cars, so that'll be interesting. But for now, we have a bit of a warm-up session before we get into the race. We see Radoslav Piatkowski here. There's gonna be quite a few people, like Joe Senna here, just trying the standing start, trying out how to get the car off the line best. And I think that is a good strategy to do, simply because, well, it can...
It's a unique but smart plan.
Yeah. But it's also very important to do something like that, because you're gonna lose positions if you don't nail the start.
Exactly.
Since we only have
It's one
20
of those
minutes
things which
sprint races, it's gonna be a challenge.
Yeah, for a sprint race, the start is quite dependent.
Yeah, quite a lot of... Ooh!
Oh dear.
A bit of a technical issue there, mayhaps, for Sebastiano Rossi. Let's hope something like that does not happen during the race, and it stays in warm-up. But we only have a few more seconds anyways here, before we move over to... Whoa. That's the wrong image. There we go. Almost. All right. Now then. We'll see what is going to happen as the drivers are lining up on the grid. We will have a standing start. A couple of seconds here left for everyone to grid up. And here we are. We are green, 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 and everyone is going already. There's quite a lot of smoke in the start here. Oh my god, we don't see anything that is happening. What we do see is that Sven Markenberg is ahead of Marvin Markenberg in the front. And we have a lot of battling here in the back. We have Piatkowski ahead of Charlie Monk. Quite a lot side by side there through T1 as we're coming down the first of the straights. Marvin Markenberg is being challenged immediately by Riccardo Rebello and Sebastiano Rossi. The Alphas are swarming the Honda driver. Look at this. They're almost... Oh, there's a bit of a move to the inside of the last second there by Riccardo Rebello, but it is not going to stick. Sam Morris is able to keep up with the Alphas here in the front. Cody and Kreminski losing a position at the start. And in the rear, we see Charlie Byrne being side by side right now with Colin Barker. The two Brits are having at one another. Charlie Byrne being able to get up ahead. Charlton Bertoni is now in P13. Oh, there's quite a lot of battling right behind there. We have Colin Barker in the Opel battling Benjamin Klaus in the Opel, and there's something wide. It seems that Timo Reiter or Charlie Mark had a bit of a trouble. So we have been split up into two different groups in the middle here. Oh, there's a bit of weaving on the straight as well. Joe Senna trying to keep up with Sebastiano Rossi, who is trying to break the toe. Look at this, such a gaggle of cars, and they're going off. That is Marvin Muckenberg's championship second currently off. Sam Morris as well off, and that leaves Riccardo Rebello being the first follower of Sven Muckenberg.
There's a large bit of commotion, but nothing too severe so far.
Absolutely, the drivers so far are still mostly safe as we have the battle here between Kratoshwil and Muckenberg, who is trying to get back up the ranks after getting off into the gravel a bit earlier, but is challenged now by Piotrkowski, who wants to take any possibility he has to go for a move. Oh, and there's a spin! That is Kratoshville's being spun around here after the last corner at the first lap, losing almost all of the positions to the rest of the grid here.
After an incident like that, he's got to remember to keep a cool head, otherwise he's just going to end up losing more time and positions.
Absolutely. Keeping it cool and collected is well, you can't be too cool in a 20-second sprint, but you can't get too overboard as Sebastiano Rossi goes on two wheels there for a second. Sebastiano Rossi currently in P3 following Riccardo Rebello. The two have really put in a gap to Joe Senna and Kordian Kreminski, who are also battling quite heavily here. It's a kerfuffle of alphas here in the front. Oh, they're taking every bit that they can of the curbs at the side of the chicane. Further down the road, there's again someone going off. I think that was Bokio Bradovic this time, or was it Charlton Bertoni? It was Charlton Bertoni going off there, and now in the battle with Timo Reiter for P13. But right up ahead, we have Benjamin Klaus trying to go for a move around the outside on Colin Barker, and right behind that, Charlie Monk is also making it 3 wide now on the straight, heading into this next chicane. Actually, Benjamin Klaus on the inside, but the pace is with Colin Barker, who does manage to make it through, make the exit into staying in P10. Further up ahead in front, we have Sebastiano Rossi still directly following Riccardo Rebello, trying to look for any possibility. Will have to go for the move if he thinks he has the pace to catch up to Sven Muckenberg in the front. However, is struggling to make a move past now. Charlie Monke, one of our local British drivers, one of our resident British drivers, that's what I wanted to say, right in tow of an actual local Benjamin Klaus, and on the inside, and makes the move stick. Oh, what a move at the last second here in the arena. That is a hard move to do. In the arena, making any move is really hard. Have you had any experiences with that?
No, I have not. I've actually never driven Hockenheim.
Oh, well,
However, it doesn't look like a fun track to drive.
It is an absolutely fun track. This is the historical variant, of course, that we're driving, which got demolished in the early 2000s. And Timo Reiter is looking to move past Benjamin Klaus here in the straight. Has the inside for the next chicane. Oh, and is really defending now. Really defensive. On all the way to the inside. And has made the move stick into P12 for Timo Reiter right now. The front seems to be a little calmer at the moment. Well, Sebastiano Rossi is not really calm. The battle between Joe Senna and Kordian Kreminski has calmed down. Sebastiano Rossi, though, very close as well. Piotrkowski very close to Muckenberg, but Muckenberg, havingly made the move right now, much better exit out of the second chicane, and is now looking to make up the space to Sam Morris. As up ahead, oh, that's a bit of bump draft. Bit of bump drafting going on between Rossi and Rebello. I mean, are they trying to catch up to the front together by Sebastiano Rossi giving just bump drafts on the straight? Is that maybe the strategy that they're going for at this second?
Potentially, helping each other out to get past the Volvo in front.
I mean, they do have to work together as Marvin Muckenberg is able to move past Sam Morris here. Piotrkowski right through as well. So now up into P6 for Marvin Muckenberg, currently second in the championship standings, right behind his brother Sven Muckenberg, who is in the lead still. And there's 4 seconds between Marvin Markenberg and Kordian Kryminski right now. We'll have to see whether Marvin Markenberg, in the 12.5 minutes that we've left, is able to catch up. Not like this, though. If you move into, into the grass, you are going to lose traction. And especially at the start of a long straight like this, it is going to be a challenge to keep the pace. Sebastiano Rossi showing a little bit of wheel to the inside, not aiming to make the move, however. Marvin Markenberg, in the meantime, is aiming to make the move around the outside of Sam Morris. Not going to work as easily, though. You have Timo Reiter as well, right next to Marian Satsara. Timo Reiter on the inside, but the next corner's inside is for Satsara. Who is going to have the better exit? Timo Reiter had the better momentum coming out of the corner, it seems, and is going to stay ahead for now. Is on the inside as well for the next corner, but is the straight line speed of Satsara going to be enough to make anything stick? No, it does not look like it. Satsara has to stay behind for now.
Both of those yellow Audis are pulling off some pretty good defensive masterclasses.
Absolutely. Timo Reiter well defending, and Sam Morris even attacking now. It seems that Marvin Markenberg might have had an off track with a slowdown penalty for Sam Morris to have to overtake, to be able to overtake it's easily again. But that also means, as you said, quite a lot of defending to be done now by Sam Morris once again against the might of Marvin Markenberg. Right behind that, we have Benjamin Klaus following Charlie Monk and Dirk Maltz. Oh my god! Though, so much swerving between all 3 of them. But trying to go for a move on the outside for Charlie Monk, but that did not work.
And the
very
Civic
far
is
off circuit. Yes! That did not go to plan for Charlie Monk. Timo Reiter right behind, still in battle with Marian Satsara, and right in front, Sebastiano Rossi still not able to make a move past Riccardo Rebello. Now on the straight, however, this is still bump drafting going on here.
Could Rossi be potentially trying to pressure Rebello into making a mistake on his own?
I mean, arguably, since the straights are so long, it would be easier to just move to the inside.
Oh my.
But that was quite on 2 wheels there. There's something that you usually only see from broadcast of 90s BTCC racing at Knockhill. Further behind, we have Marvin Markenberg now going for a move out of the slipstream around the outside, coming into the second chicane. Is it gonna work out? Yes, actually. He manages to stay side by side at least. Has a better exit because he had the outside line for the exit, higher momentum, and is able to move past Sam Morris. What a move. Good try at defending by Sam Morris, however, did not work in this situation. On the long straight, though, will the Audi have anything for the Honda? No. Oh, but he is spinning. Almost. Bit of a drift there by Sam Morris. But it does look to help. The front 2, they are sort of catching up to Sven Markenberg. But Kryminski also caught up to Joe Senna now and is trying to move around the outside in the arena section. That is not going to work in a hairpin like that. Yuri Kratoshvili is currently in P14 following Charlton Bertoni and trying to move past the British driver. It is going to be a challenge though. Yuri Kratoshvili is struggling a bit with these cars, it seems. We saw last KCG that Kratoshvili is doing very well in the GT3s, but the Super Tourers seems to make Kratochvil struggle just a bit right now. Yeah, Charlie's just better on the exit there of the corner. Is it maybe the British blood with the Super Tourers? Does it work together as well as I think? Or maybe not.
Seems like Charlie might be letting that BMW past.
Is it letting past, or is it just that the slipstream really helped? Charlton Bertoni, though, trying to go for it once again on the exit. Oh, but now they're side by side. There's no slipstream for either of them. Now it's just a matter of who has the higher top speed, and it seems the Volvo had it. But everything is inviting Boki Obradovic as well into the battle. This three-way battle for P13. As Charlton Bertoni moves to the inside once again and easily makes it stick, it seems. On the exit, no problem. Side by side as well between Kreminski and Senna for P4. Kreminski still not able to make the move stick. Senna still able to defend. We have seen this by Senna in the past. Quite a lot of time. Is able to stay ahead of other drivers. Charlton Bertoni, though, as well, trying to go for a move. That's a bit late.
Ooh, contact.
It seems like that was a bit late for Charlton Bertoni. Understeering into the side of Jiří Kratochvil, losing even the position to Marian Satsara right now, and being challenged by Timo Reiter, who is right behind that. Korian Kreminski still trying to make a move with just a bit more than 5 minutes left on the clock. Will he be able to move past? They're both in alphas, so there's no material advantage in any of them. There might be a bit of a setup difference between the two, though.
I can't remember, did these have adjustable wings or not?
Actually, a good question. It does seem like that for sometimes when you see the pace difference on the straight. But that would be something interesting to ask Sebastiano Rossi, who is quite knowledgeable in these cars, as we see Jiří Kratochvil trying to make a move past Boki Obradovic right now. Just stay ahead of Boki Obradovic into the corner and out of it as well. Right behind them, we have Charlton Bertoni challenging Marian Satsara. Marian Satsara went off there a bit, maybe felt a bit pressured, and went wide in the chicane. But this also invited Timo Reiter through, meaning that Marian Satsara has to do it all over again. Kreminski, in the meantime, is trying to make it side by side with Joe Senna. Breaks later into the third chicane and manages to get out ahead.
He's made that move work quite well.
Absolutely. But now on this, well, this is a shorter straight, but still Joe Senna has potential. And he tries to run around the outside. It's not going to work, though. It goes wide, goes into the grass. Losing ground to Korian Kreminski here. And I think, well, Kreminski might be a bit relieved now, a second ahead of Joe Senna. Well, we'll have to see whether that becomes a battle in the last 3.5 minutes. Benjamin Clausen, in the meantime, is battling for the last spot on the P10. And is battling with Charlie Monk here. We've got the Honda against the Opel.
Looked like a small slide from the Opel coming into that corner.
Oh yeah, small slides. I mean, sometimes you have to drive these cars rather aggressively. Oh, as you can see, mounting the curb almost. We can also see that Dirk Maltz is looming behind, trying to get in on this battle for P10. P7 right now, Marvin Muckenberg has not been able to make as much headway as he might have hoped for after a off-track earlier in the race. Still behind Radoslav Piatkowski, and at the moment does not seem to have any pace for Piatkowski. Boki Obradovic does seem to have the pace for Kratoshvil, though a bit catching up on the straight. Losing a bit throughout the first chicane though, and now this long right-hander as we move through the forest. Defensive line by Kratoshvil staying in the inside, but we have seen moves around the outside work here. Boki Obradovic not close enough to go for a move like that, however. What happened here as well? Everyone was taking the chicane in an off manner. Oh, how I wish we would have a replay for this situation. But there's a heavy battle going on here anyways between Marian Satsara, Jordan Bertoni and Timo Reiter, who has lost a bit now through the chicane to the two cars up ahead. Oh, Marian Satsara still looking to stay ahead as Benjamin Klaus is moving side by side with Charlie Monk now. Actually going for the move. Charlie Monk, though, with the better momentum into the arena section and able to stay ahead. Charlton Bertoni as well trying to make side by side, moving to the inside. Let's see. Oh, Satsara going a bit wide there. They're still side by side, though. Marian Satsara way on the inside. Charlton Bertoni having to go around the outside through this hairpin, which is not the best line and not the best execution as well here, going into the grass, even allowing Timo Reiter back pass into P16. Marvin Muckenberg now seemingly having found some pace after I called him out for not having found the pace on Piatkowski. Is trying to make a move, trying to climb back up into P6, is currently up ahead and has the inside for the chicane. However, oh yeah, Piatkowski manages to stay side by side, but the better line on the exit was with Marvin Muckenberg here. Should have taken a better momentum out of it and should have been able to stay up ahead. Right up ahead, we also see Joe Senna and Korian Kreminski fighting. It seems that they have caught up back up to one another. A bit of a curb usage to help the turn in there, it seems. Korian Kreminski having to stay behind at the moment. And Marvin Muckenberg is about to finish this race in P1. Just a couple more corners left. But Korian Kreminski also knows that, having to go for a move past as soon as possible in order to decide more points to their name. Oh, around the outside into the third of the chicanes. Beautiful move. However, the exit line is with Joe Senna at this point still. Joe Senna is able to stay ahead of Korian Kreminski as Sven Muckenberg seemingly without problem in P1. Piatkowski as well in the inside from Muckenberg. Marvin Muckenberg now has the inside for the next corner. Nice move around the outside as Sven Muckenberg comes around for the final corner of the race. Finishes the race in P1 ahead of Riccardo Rebello and Sebastiano Rossi, and there's still a bit of battling going on. Korian Kreminski has made the move stick and is now in P4. Korian Kreminski moving into P4 in the last few corners of the race ahead of Joe Senna. Marvin Muckenberg, it's a race to the... Oh, it was a drag race, and I think it was Marvin Muckenberg who decided it for themselves. Sam Morris in P8, Colin Barker in P9, Charlie Monk in P10, and there's still a battle. Benjamin Klaus versus Dirk Moltz. Who of the Germans is going to get it? It seems that Benjamin Klaus in P11 and Moltz in 12. Jiří Kratochman in 13. Boki Obradovic in 14. Marian Satsara now in 15. And Charlton Bertoni celebrating in P16. Managing it to the end of the race is also an achievement. Timo Reiter finishing in P17, and we have a couple more drivers. G Fox VTube here, G-Fox Foxington, of course, being followed by Andreas Ebert. But I don't think there's any much more that Ebert can do in these, well, not now anyways. The G-Fox finishes in 18, Andreas Ebert in 19, and JC Camanio. The brick in front and in the rear, the entire grid was basically a Volvo brick sandwich.
Indeed.
And interestingly, the fastest lap of the race actually goes to Ricardo Rebello. So it seems that Ricardo may have found something in this first race. So he may bring the challenge to Sven Mackenberg in the second race. Whew. That was race 1. What was your impressions of that?
Honestly, it was really, really entertaining. Compared to some other GT races I've seen, the closeness of the cars and the slight bumping at the doors and the bumpers.
Yeah, the closeness of the cars, by the way, is thanks to our organizer, Sebastiano Rossi, who has been working hard on the BOP between the different cars. So we do have BOP for all of the cars, and it seems to bring the grid together.
Good on him.
Absolutely. But yeah, 1 more minute until we start the second race. It's also going to be a 20-minute race. Point structure following the MotoGP point structure, actually. P1 getting 25, P2 20, P3 16, P4 13, P5 11, and then it's 10, 9, 8, and so forth. P15 is the last driver that receives any points. So in both races today, it's going to be 5 drivers who unfortunately do not score any points for their standings.
If the second race is going to be anything like the first race, then I might hop down from the commentator's booth and join them. Because that looks fun.
Absolutely understandable. And if anyone else wants to join in on this action as well, you can visit our Discord, where you can find all of the information you need for this event. The
Mackenberg having a moment.
Yeah, luckily only in the warm-up. The link for the Discord is in the description. So you can go there, join us, talk to us, join even this championship. Next week we are going to be at a Scandinavian Raceway, or Understorp Raceway as it is now known. One of the major destinations in Sweden. So yeah.
The Volvos will be right at home.
Absolutely. We'll have to see whether the Volvo gets a home advantage then.
I don't think it needs much of a home advantage with Sven Mackenberg driving.
Not in the hands of Sven Mackenberg, no. Alright. Almost all of the drivers are lined up already. We'll have to see who manages to get the best start this time. Sven Mackenberg last time had a great start. Was able to stay ahead the entire race. We'll have to see whether Ricardo Rebello has something now, starting on the inside, but a bit behind. So, let's take a look. We are red and green. Oh, that is a drive-through penalty. I think I saw a drive-through penalty for one of the Mackenbergs there. As Marvin Mackenberg, yes, it must be a drive-through penalty for Marvin Mackenberg, who is in the lead of the race now, just jump-starting in the beginning. But also Sven Mackenberg going off circuit here, losing 2 positions at the race start to Ricardo Rebello and Sebastiano Rossi. Further down behind, we have a bit of battling going on as well. Let's take a look. We have Radoslav Kwiatkowski right next to Charlie Monk. Charlie Monk around the outside. But up ahead, we also have Joe Senna trying to make a move on Sven Mackenberg. Sven Mackenberg really dropping like flies here, 2 positions, to all of the alphas moving up ahead. Now it's just Kreminski right behind, and I think I saw someone go off
BMW's
there.
just gone off.
Was it the BMW of Colin Barker, perhaps? I don't know. Charlie Monk is battling with Radoslav Piatkowski now into P7, trying to make a move around the inside now for the second chicane. Right behind, we also have 3 wide between Kratoshvili, Sam Morris, and Boki Obradovic. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work. A bit of evasive maneuvering has to be done. And what? That is the number 12. That was not Sebastiano Rossi, that was Kordian Kreminski, losing quite a lot of positions now, back into P17, having to make it all up once again. However, in the front, we still have Marvin Muckenberg, who does have a drive-through penalty, followed by Riccardo Rebello, Sebastiano Rossi, and Joe Senna. The 3 Alphas are going to inherit the lead, inherit the entire podium this time around, ahead of Sven Muckenberg. But it looks like Riccardo Rebello is not done with just going for the move down the line. He wants to make the move stick on track. He's going for the inside. Marvin Muckenberg a bit wide, but has the inside for the next corner. They are shoulder barging. Absolutely. They are not giving each other an inch as well, right behind Sebastiano Rossi and Joe Senna. But Marvin Muckenberg tried to go for the inside. Oh, now you've done it, Riccardo Rebello. Marvin Muckenberg was not happy with that. However, has to go for the drive-through penalty for the jump start, which leaves Riccardo Rebello in the lead of the race, ahead of Sebastiano Rossi and Joe Senna. Sven Muckenberg is in chase, but a bit behind. Colin Barker is following, is leading the second group, may I say, with Boki Obradovic here being very close to Jiří Kratochvil in the rear. Sam Morris right up ahead, who is also challenging Benjamin Klaus in the Opel, who had a better start this time. Going around the outside for the first chicane, able to make the move stick even ahead of the Opel companion. But yeah, a bit wide there by Sam Morris on the exit, which means Benjamin Klaus is right next to them once again. And Benjamin Klaus.
A very ambitious attempt at defending, which didn't end up working in his favor, it seems.
Absolutely. And now he has to defend even more because there's a racy BMW and a racy Volvo right behind. Oh, but he does make the move on Colin Barker there. Now Colin Barker is the one who has the racy BMW behind. Quite a lot of challenging going on here in the middle of the pack. Boki Obradovic right next to Jiří Kratochvil right now, who is able to bring the chase to the 3 drivers up ahead. Oh, but it looks like there is a move coming from the Opel of Colin Barker. Not quite, and Boki Obradovic, although being side by side a bit behind the BMW, not able to manage to make the move right now. Further up ahead, we have a close battle. Joe Senna being followed by Sven Muckenberg. The 3 Alphas are still ahead. Sebastiano Rossi in P2 and Joe Senna in P3, who goes absolutely bonkers wide. That's
not quite the racing line, is it?
Not quite. He did lose a few positions, now back into P6. Radoslav Piatkowski trying to get into P4 now, inheriting P5 from Joe Senna, who's behind. So the battle between the Hondas here raging for P4. Sam Morris still trying to, well, on the one attack Klaus and on the other hand defend from Colin Barker. Very inside line that might give the better exit line to Colin Barker. Better momentum. We'll have to see what he can do. Colin Barker, oh, getting really close. Bump drafting. Bump drafting. And it did work. It absolutely did work because the Audi is now ahead of the Opel. Oh, and Jiří Kratochvil
going wide.
Yeah, coming in hot here. Going wide, which leaves the door open on the inside for Boki Obradovic.
we've seen a lot of examples where everyone's gone wide, and usually it does, like, it doesn't really help them at all. Going wide, it helps them initially, but having too much speed throughout the corner is just not helping them.
Exactly. It's gonna be a challenge.
Seeing it again and again.
Yeah.
In the same chicanes.
I mean, it is easily done. You get so much overspeed through the drafting on these long straights. So it is hard to judge the breaking point. Dirk Moltz here having to defend from Krzyminski, who is still down in P13, and Marian Satsara as well. Krzyminski having a bit of front bumper sticking out from the side. Seems there's a bit of a damage on the front bumper. But
Alpha's seen better days.
Yeah. But also, to be honest, worse days as well. Further up ahead, there's a three-way battle here. And it looks like Benjamin Klaus has to go around the outside of Sam Morris. Will he make it? Oh, there's quite a lot of tire smoke in the front. I don't think there was any incident there. It's just aggressive driving by these... Oh, aggressive driver Sam Morris here. Almost spinning out on the grass. Able to make it stick, though. And still right behind Colin Barker, who is also challenging Benjamin Klaus very closely here. Is he trying to go for a move here on start-finish straight? Oh, not quite able to psych the German driver out. But nice driving by them, being able to fight for P7. Right up ahead, we have Joe Senna trying to make his way past Charlie Monk, who does not want to leave space on the inside.
He was defending that inside line with everything he's got in him.
I mean, fair on him, Charlie Monk. It's not every day you're in P5, making up 5 positions from the qualifying position on the grid.
He's had a good race. Ooh, commotion in the back.
It seems that the Honda, Dirk Moltz, who was involved in the three-way battle earlier on, did not manage to keep it safe between the white lines. We're not even halfway through the race. However, there's stuff going on. What is going on right now? Joe Senna losing quite a lot of positions here in front. Now back into P10. Well, that's not good for the Algerian driver as well. As Krzyminski is trying to move past, not quite able to do it on Jiří Kratochvil.
Damage might be affecting his top speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, these cars don't have the most aero to begin with, so then again, the little aero that they do have, any damage might really impact them. Marian Satsara here trying to go for a move on Sam Morris, not quite able to do it at the moment. JC Camagno trying to go around the outside of Charlton Bertoni, not able to defend Charlie in P17. Having had an issue earlier on, it seems, to now be down in P17. But there's still some battles quite closely going on. It seems that the front has calmed down for the second. Riccardo Rebello in a handsome lead of about 2 seconds in front of Sebastiano Rossi, who is just shy of a second ahead of Sven Muckenberg. However, bit of dirt being whirled up in the background there by a Volvo. I think that was Boki Bradovic. Oh, this is the chance, though, for Cordy and Krzyminski. Side by side with the BMW. Right behind Sam Morris. Also side by side with Joe Senna. No, not Joe Senna.
BMW getting a little bit loose.
Yeah, a bit loosey-goosey is how it's being played, it seems. I mean, it's only a 20-minute race. You have to try what you can try. Benjamin Klaus having been overtaken by Colin Barker, who is now in P6. We'll also want to get the position back as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, and hopefully as safely as possible. However, in front we see Sven Mackenberg now being on the rear bumper of Sebastiano Rossi. The battle for P2 is shaping up to happen. Maybe Sven Mackenberg will, however, stay in the slipstream for Sebastiano Rossi for a while, trying to look at the strengths and weaknesses of the Italian driver. Sam Morris in the meantime, attacking Kratzorschwell, not able, but what? That was Joe Senna once again losing it there, maybe getting a bit on the grass in the braking zone. I mean, easily done, unfortunately, but it does mean that Joe Senna is now down into P12 and being followed by Marvin Mackenberg, actually, who is on the climb back up after having had a drive-through early on in the race.
He's managed to collect himself quite well here.
I wouldn't expect anything less of a Mackenberg. Oh, that is now pressure that I laid upon them. But it's okay. They are cool, calm, and collected.
Let's hope you haven't commentators cursed them.
Well, yeah, let's hope for that. Absolutely. G-Fox is battling with Timo Reiter at the moment. But there's a closer battle between Mackenberg and Joe Senna. Mackenberg now having made the move, stick around T1, and Bokio Bradovic struggling a bit in the rear there. In the back. In the back of the picture. Marvin Mackenberg now directly on the rear of Marian Satsara as well. So we'll have to see what Satsara has got to defend, or does he even want to defend? Maybe he wants to let Mackenberg by because he knows he cannot stop it anyways. Oh, but this is not the way to do it if that was the plan, because now also Joe Senna is back in the mix trying to battle for the position. However, the slipstream duo seems to be Marvin Mackenberg and Marian Satsara at the moment. Maybe they can help one another. Not quite. It looks like Marian Satsara does not want to help Marvin Mackenberg in this situation here. Maybe does by blocking off the path of Joe Senna, but yeah, I mean, looking at the lines of Marvin Mackenberg is always incentive enough, I would say, to let him pass. Just to look at the lines, maybe get a little bit of slipstream. But it did invite Joe Senna into the battle once again. Oh yeah, quite a lot of two-wheel action here by the drivers. Accordion.
It always is interesting seeing that corner, that chicane in the distance, and seeing all the cars just flip almost like 25 degrees off to the side.
Absolutely. That is why these cars require such good car control by the drivers. Because, well, part of the circuit you don't even have four wheels to steer with. Well, no, you don't have four wheels to steer with in any case, but four wheels for grippage. As Sam Morris finds out right now, two wheels in the grass. Those don't deliver much grip.
I'd say it's the four-wheel equivalent of dirt bike racing.
Oh. Four-wheel equivalent of dirt bike racing. We'll have to see how...
You've barely got all the wheels in the air at one time. Definitely.
Yeah.
You rarely have all the wheels on the ground.
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. Joe Senna is trying to make a move past Marian Satsara once again, not able to do it. And it seems that Marian Satsara and Joe Senna have quickly lost Marvin Mackenberg now. Well, yeah, if you have to defend from Joe Senna, you're not able to stick to the line of any driver up ahead, basically. This is some pressure from behind that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy.
Satsara's putting on a good defensive show, though.
Absolutely, staking to the inside here once as well in the battle for P12. Oh, but a much better line for the entry for Joe Senna, and has the advantage on the exit. A move made move stuck around the outside in the second chicane. Further up ahead, we have Colin Barker side by side with Benjamin Klaus. And it seems that Klaus had the better exit last corner, but the inside now is with Colin Barker. The exit, though, is with Benjamin Klaus. The Opel being... the golden Opel beating out the white Opel for now. You guys... think of the Manufacturers' Championship as well. Colin Barker does not want to do that. Colin Barker moves to the inside and makes the move stick. This is not going to be a team or a Manufacturers' Championship here. It is about the drivers. It is about their own skills. Colin Barker is showing that he has skills in overtaking with these cars. Benjamin Klaus getting the worst end of the stick in this situation.
The Alpha having connection problems, it seems.
That would not be good in this situation. But what happened here? Sven Mackenberg was able to overtake Sebastiano Rossi now finally. Or, well, either was able to or just did it. He was 5/10 quicker than almost everyone else in the qualifying, so... Well, there's only 2.5 minutes left, though. Is this going to be enough for Sven Mackenberg to catch up to Ricardo Rebello, who is over 3 seconds ahead right at this moment? We will have to find out. For now, Sebastiano Rossi, however, has not given up on this position. Sticking in the slipstream, showing himself and going to the inside side by side now between Ricardo Rossi and Sven Mackenberg. Sven Mackenberg having to concede the position, not even challenging it by staying side by side. It seems that Sebastiano Rossi has had enough of an overspeed into the third chicane here, and now it's a bit of a higher difference as we see. What is that move? Very late there by Jiří Kratochvil on Benjamin Klaus. Sam Morris as well going wide here. Now they're 3 abreast next to another. An Audi, an Opel, and a BMW walk into T10, I believe. I don't know. What a setup for a joke. We'll have to see that the Opel gets out ahead for now, ahead of the BMW and the Audi. That is not how it usually goes in motorsports nowadays. Opel doing well simply because it isn't doing much motorsports in the first place. But yeah, the BMW now being closely challenged by the Audi of Sam Morris. And right behind that we have Marvin Mackenberg battling Cody and Kreminski for P10. Oh, they are not giving each other an inch. Marvin Mackenberg wants to salvage every point he can after having made a drive-through early on in the race. And we are now on the last lap of the race. So these are the final possibilities for everyone to make a move and to improve their point scoring positions. Quite a lot of drivers will try to go for something. Sven Mackenberg is getting close, but here as well, the slipstream train of 5 different cars with Benjamin Klaus leading it ahead of Jiří Kratochvil. Kratochvil moving to the outside with Sam Morris in tow. Sam Morris wanting to make it 3 wide once again. The Opel blocks it, not making it able. Sam Morris very much on the inside, and Jiří Kratochvil losing out on the exit here, losing both of the positions to the Opel and the Audi, and is being challenged by the broken Alpha, being overtaken even by the broken Alpha and challenged by the Honda of Marvin Mackenberg. Jiří Kratochvil having to concede 3 positions here, pretty much on the exit of just 1 corner. Marvin Mackenberg wanting to go for the inside here, not side by side with the car ahead, but Jiří Kratochvil cutting back across. Now, This has separated these two battles. We have a three-way battle here between Benjamin Klaus, Sam Morris, and Gordon Kreminski, and right behind the three-way battle between Jiří Kratochvil, Marvin Muckenberg, and Joe Senna, who has managed to sneak up into that. Sam Morris, though, wanting to go for the move, and is able to move ahead. Right behind them, we have side-by-side action. Marvin Muckenberg able to be in front, and Riccardo Rebello soon to finish the race. However, we still have battles going on here. It's getting very close for quite a lot of these drivers. Not many more opportunities, as Riccardo Rebello is coming across the start-finish line for their first win this season, as there's still battling going on right there. And we see in the rear there, there was the Joe Senna going off, Marian Satsara as well going off, and now we have side by side in the last few corners between Benjamin Klaus and Sam Morris. Who is going to take the upper hand? Sam Morris is on the inside, but getting pushed a bit wide here. Now Benjamin Klaus at the inside into the last corner, and who has the better run? It seems to be Benjamin Klaus. Benjamin Klaus finishing in P7 right ahead of Sam Morris and Gordon Kreminski. What a battle to the finish line here. Right behind the Marvin Muckenberg, Jiří Kratochvil, and Joe Senna.
That was some very, very close last corners of the race.
Maybe there's some bit more battling going on. G-Fox getting close to JC Camagno, but it seems that the Volvo has made up a few positions compared to the first race, finishing ahead of G-Fox, Andreas Ebert, and unfortunately Charlton Bertoni, who did DNF. Whoa!
All things considered, Marvin Muckenberg had a really good recovery drive after that incident he had.
Absolutely. Marvin Muckenberg, well done for the recovery drive. I will also have to say well done for Sven Muckenberg for not finishing in P4 or 5 as it looked in the beginning. But yeah, Riccardo Rebello is the winner of the race ahead of Sven Muckenberg, and then Radoslav Piatkowski, actually. We did not see the overtake happen there. Maybe a bit of an incident happened to Sebastian Rossi for him to finish only in P4, followed by Charlie Monk and Colin Barker. Now we have Benjamin Klaus in P7, followed by Sam Morris. But what a battle for the finish there, with Gordon Kreminski and Marvin Muckenberg. Jiří Kratochvil in P11, Joe Senna in P12. Marian Satsara in 13, Boki Bradovic in 14, Dirk Moltz in 15, Timo Reiter in 16, JC Camagno in 17, and G-Fox in P18, Ebert in P19, and of course we also had Charlie Byrne, unfortunately DNFing this second race. That was absolutely an amazing race. Beautiful action that we saw here by the drivers, and I can't wait for next week's race, which is going to happen at Scandinavian Raceway or Anderstorp Raceway. Or next week, I say, in 2 weeks actually. And you can also still sign up for that race by going to our Discord. Yeah, wow. Any last words from your side?
Not at all. I'm just dumbfounded at how amazing that racing was.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to mentally. Yeah, we'll have to mentally. Process that. Thank you very much. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for the races. Thanks to all of our patrons as well for allowing us to host this and
event.
Well, yeah, host this server, host this event, host everything basically, because servers cost money, unfortunately. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here, and see you on the racetrack.